Dear viewers, before we continue, let's watch yet another important video clip of an interview with a scientist about what Darwin's theory of evolution failed to account for. Take a look.
Darwinism say life began.
Well, he didn't know, and in fact, nobody knows. So Darwinism, strictly defined, starts after the origin of life and deals only with living things.
Well, how can there be a theory about life without a theory about how life began?
Well, a grand overarching evolutionary story, of course, does include the origin of life, but Darwin's theory doesn't begin until you have the first cell.
Well, does someone have a theory about how life began?
So, Brother Bob, according to some scientists, Darwin's theory of evolution does not know how life originated.
But let's see now, brothers, how evolutionists, or those believing and embracing the theory of evolution, how do they attempt to explain the origin of life? Take a look at this.
This is the story of a small planet in space called Earth.
For a typical Darwinian explanation of how life originated, Dr. Wells directed me toward this documentary.
The chemical elements essential for life, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen, were now in place. What was needed was a way of combining them. Perhaps the energy came from lightning. Whatever it was.
Excuse me?
Whatever it was, energy managed to arrange these chemical ingredients in just the right way.
Whatever it was? I was hoping for something a little more scientific. The most popular idea has been that life emerged spontaneously from primordial soup.
Well, from the video, we can see that scientists invented or coined the term to explain the origin of life from primordial soup, namely abiogenesis. Abiogenesis is the supposed spontaneous or origination of life, living organisms, directly from lifeless matter.
But Brother Neil, this raises more questions than answers. Like, where did the chemicals come from? How were they formed together? What formed them together to make the first cell?
And all of this supposedly happened by random chance?
Brothers, can random collisions of chemicals produce a living cell? What light does the Bible reveal concerning that?
I'll read Brother Bob here in Hebrews chapter 3, verse 4. For every house is built by someone, but he who built all things is God. This biblical statement cannot be refuted. When we see a house, we know someone built it. It wouldn't be reasonable to believe that a house could build itself, even if all the parts of the house present, random processes could not build it. What's needed is someone to build it. Someone implies intelligence.
Brother Neil, it sounds like you are a watch lover. But anyway, back to our discussion. If it takes someone to build a house, how much more intelligence is needed to construct the first living cell? The living cell is not a simple glob of protoplasm.
That's very true, Brother Felmar. At this point, it is very clear that it is more reasonable to believe that God created life than it is to believe that a living cell was randomly created by chance.